This world is shaped not only by nature, but also by human intelligence, aspiration, and the marks we leave across generations. Some structures rise from bold dreams, while certain landscapes quietly tell stories written over thousands of years. Between the rhythm of modern life and the purity of untouched wilderness, humanity continues to adapt, to create, and to leave its imprint upon this planet. This journey takes us through the beauty of engineering, the elegance of architecture, the raw power of nature, and the ever-beating pulse of human civilization. Each image is more than a scene. It is a fragment of time. Each structure is more than something to admire. It stands as proof of humanity's ability to transcend its own limits. This is not merely a journey. It is an exploration of the world and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Tang Chong Hot Spring. Tucked away in southwestern China, this region sits on a dormant volcanic belt in Yunnan province. Rising steam from the ground reveals a powerful geothermal system where mineral-rich hot water has flowed naturally for thousands of years. The hot springs here are more than places for bathing. They reflect a long-standing relationship between people and the Earth's inner energy. Surrounded by forests, volcanic rock, and drifting mist, the landscape feels both raw and serene. In that stillness, the hot springs suggest a philosophy of living that values balance with nature over domination. Over time, the area has become a space for restoration, where life slows down and attention turns inward. Lusail iconic stadium. Rising from the desert north of Doha, a monumental structure appears like a golden bowl set within the new city of Lusail. It stands at the heart of Qatar's modern urban plan, where roads and spaces converge toward a symbolic center. Advanced cooling systems demonstrate how technology can reshape life in extreme climates. Inspired by traditional Arabic lanterns and handcrafted bowls, the design blends heritage with a futuristic vision. Inside, the stadium holds over 80,000 spectators and famously hosted the 2022 World Cup final, marking Qatar's moment on the global stage. More than a sports venue, it represents ambition, identity, and long-term urban thinking. Langya Mountain. Nestled among the green hills of eastern China, this place unfolds as a calm and open landscape, seemingly detached from the rush of modern life. Its setting in Anhui Province marks a gentle transition between plains and low mountains, accessible yet quietly preserved. What stands out most is the seamless blend of nature and culture, where pavilions, pathways, and viewpoints reflect Confucian and Taoist thought shaped by generations of scholars. The Langya Pavilion, associated with Ouyang Shu's renowned prose, turns the mountain scenery into a space for reflection on life and governance. Altogether, it reveals how traditional planning treated nature as a partner in cultivating inner balance and cultural depth. Arc de Triomphe. At the meeting point of Paris's grandest avenues, this structure emerges as a hinge between space and memory. Set in Place Charles de Gaulle, where 12 roads radiate outward, it was built to honor victory and those who shaped French history. Its monumental scale is balanced by restrained geometry, creating solemnity rather than spectacle. Beneath the arch burns the eternal flame for the unknown soldier, a quiet reminder of the cost of freedom. From the rooftop, the Champs-Élysées unfolds in near-perfect alignment. More than a monument, it shows how a city preserves collective memory through architecture. London Eye. Along the calm flow of the River Thames, a slow circular movement offers a different way to see London. Rising over 130 meters above the city, each glass capsule lifts visitors beyond the familiar rhythm of urban life. This structure is more than an observation wheel. It represents Britain's modern design, thinking at the turn of the 21st century. Its gentle rotation allows time not just to look, but to reflect and connect past, present, and future. Iconic landmarks such as Westminster, Big Ben, and historic bridges appear in a clear and coherent order. Here, the city is not experienced in haste, but through deliberate stillness. Merlion Park. Along the edge of Marina Bay, a small open space carries a symbol that defines an entire nation. Set in the very heart of Singapore, it faces calm waters and a skyline shaped by modern ambition. Whether under daylight or city lights, the atmosphere feels both lively and composed. It stands as proof that national identity can be expressed through a simple yet powerful landmark. Hollywood sign. On the dry hills overlooking Los Angeles, a massive white lettering has quietly watched over the city for nearly a century. Few realize it began as a simple real estate advertisement before evolving into a global cultural symbol of the entertainment industry. From afar, it appears plain and still. Up close, it carries the weight of dreams, ambition, and countless failures tied to its presence. This landmark tells not the story of a single film, but of an entire creative ecosystem that has shaped the imagination of billions. Here, the boundary between reality and myth becomes remarkably thin. Songdo Central Park. At the heart of a city built from scratch, this green space emerges as a rare moment of calm amid glass, steel, and technology. The park is located in Songdo, Incheon, South Korea's coastal international smart city on the west coast. Its most distinctive feature is a seawater canal system, allowing kayaks and water taxis to move through the city itself. Surrounded by high-rise towers, convention centers, and residential blocks, it creates a clear dialogue between nature and engineered urban life. Every element here is designed with intention, from walkable paths to water surfaces that regulate climate and pace. This place quietly raises a larger question for future cities. Progress is not only about speed, but about depth of living. Tashi Dor Island. Along the winding Paro River, a stretch of land gently extends outward, forming a natural peninsula that feels secluded yet connected. Surrounded by water and mountains, the setting creates a rare balance between movement and stillness. This peninsula once played a significant role in the region's spiritual life and early settlement patterns. It invites reflection on how human life can slow down and align with the rhythm of land and water. Baku Crystal Hall. Like a crystal by the Caspian Sea, this landmark glows within Azerbaijan's vibrant capital. It stands in Baku, facing the vast Caspian shoreline, shaped by wind and history. Its modern design features an LED glass facade with constantly shifting light patterns. Built for Eurovision, it marked a cultural turning point for the nation. The interior is flexible, hosting concerts, sports events, and major international gatherings. At night, reflections on the sea create a majestic and captivating atmosphere. This place symbolizes Azerbaijan's ambition for creativity and global integration. Alhambra, perched on Sabika Hill. This complex unfolds like a stone manuscript narrating the height of Islamic civilization in southern Spain. The Nasrid palaces, adorned with intricate geometry, Arabic inscriptions, and refined water systems, create a space that feels both authoritative and contemplative. The nearby Generalife Gardens offer a quiet balance between nature and human design. More than a monument, it stands as a lesson in urban thinking, where beauty, water, and climate shape power. Jada Earth Forest. From above, this landscape resembles a fossilized city sculpted entirely by wind and water. Tall and narrow earth pillars rise and intersect, forming a natural maze that feels chaotic yet ordered. The soil shifts in color with the light, from deep brown to pale gold, emphasizing its spatial depth. It invites reflection on the quiet power of nature and the way time patiently shapes the world. Gyeongbokgung Palace. Amid a city in constant motion, there is a place where time seems to slow down. This site once served as the most important seat of power of the Joseon dynasty, built in the late 14th century with a highly symbolic and structured planning philosophy. Its central axis aligned with the mountains, and its symmetrical arrangement of halls clearly expressed the political and social order of classical East Asia. Curved rooftops, expansive stone courtyards, and ceremonial guard changes convey not only beauty, but centuries of discipline and hierarchy. Rialto Bridge, spanning the busy Grand Canal, this historic stone bridge has long served as Venice's most vital crossing. Completed in the late 16th century, it stands out with a single bold arch, engineered to endure both time and tide. Lined with small shops, the structure blends architecture with everyday commerce. From its crest, boats glide below, revealing the city's unique rhythm on water. More than a simple crossing, it has functioned as a hub of trade and social exchange for centuries. The bridge reflects how lasting urban design grows from the balance between movement, economy, and culture. Plaza de Mayo. Located in Buenos Aires' historic core, it links major avenues and faces toward the Rio de la Plata. Its most striking landmark is the Casa Rosada, the pink presidential palace that embodies political authority and national memory. Over decades, the square has hosted protests, speeches, and defining moments in the country's history. Plaza de Mayo stands not merely as a public square, but as a living intersection between urban space and a nation's historical consciousness. Shibuya Sky. From a height of over 230 meters, a completely different perspective of Tokyo unfolds, where the rhythm of the megacity fits within a single gaze. This structure stands in the heart of Shibuya, directly connected to one of Japan's busiest transport hubs. Its defining feature is the open-air observation deck, where the boundary between sky and city seems to disappear. Below lies Shibuya Crossing, a global symbol of constant motion and organized chaos. As sunset arrives, light and architecture merge into a deeply emotional visual experience. More than a viewpoint, this place invites reflection on how humans design, manage, and coexist within a hyperdense urban environment. Thames Tideway Tunnel. Hidden beneath London's familiar river lies an infrastructure project most people never see. This massive tunnel system runs along the Thames, passing under one of Europe's densest urban cores. Built with large diameter tunnels and advanced engineering, it functions quietly as the city's environmental safeguard. St. Mark's Square. This central square unfolds like a grand stage where Venice's history and daily life converge with every step. Set beside the Adriatic Lagoon, its open space reflects the water, giving the impression of a city gently floating between sea and sky. Iconic landmarks, such as the Basilica and the Doge's Palace, frame the square, each facade echoing the era of Venice as a maritime power. Bells, flocks of pigeons, and the steady flow of visitors create a rhythm that feels both ceremonial and alive. During high tide, a thin layer of water turns the ground into a mirror, lending the architecture an almost surreal presence. Rotterdam. Leaving the reclaimed coastline of Maasvlakte 2, the journey moves inward to a city rebuilt almost entirely from scratch after World War II. Set along the Nieuwe Maas River, it functions as Europe's largest gateway for trade and a living laboratory for modern architecture and urban planning. Bold bridges, unconventional buildings, and a rhythm shaped by port activity give the city a character unlike anywhere else in the Netherlands. What defines Rotterdam is not historical nostalgia, but a willingness to experiment and embrace change. It demonstrates how a city can rise from destruction to become a symbol of the future. Dihang Grand Canyon. Hidden within the vast Himalayas, where an icy river silently carves its way through rock, the landscape feels both overwhelming and serene. This area lies along the upper reaches of the Brahmaputra River, known as the Dihang, as it flows between Tibet and Arunachal Pradesh. Towering cliffs rising thousands of meters form one of the deepest and most dramatic gorges on Earth. Sicily, in the heart of the Mediterranean, Italy's largest island, unfolds as a meeting point of volcanoes, seas, and layered history. Its landscape is shaped by Mount Etna, an active volcano that feeds fertile plains and frames dramatic coastlines. Over centuries, Greek, Roman, Arab, and Norman influences merged here, leaving a rare cultural palimpsest. Ancient architecture, sun-driven cuisine, and an unhurried rhythm of life define its identity. This is a place where humanity adapts to powerful nature while preserving the memory of civilizations. New Administrative Capital, CBD. Not far from Cairo, a new urban core is gradually emerging in the heart of Egypt's desert. This central business and administrative district is designed to become the operational hub of the new capital, concentrating government institutions, skyscrapers, and advanced infrastructure. Its most striking landmark is Africa's tallest tower, standing as a symbol of national ambition and renewal. The area follows a smart city vision, integrating transportation, technology, and environmental sustainability. The CBD reflects how a nation seeks long-term solutions to urban congestion through strategic planning.